Today is Sunday and I'm making a pot roast, a choice chuck roast, some extra light olive oil, a whole bunch of spices that we put together, 1 bowl to mix your spices, onions, several carrots, peeled and washed potatoes. I am using an all-clad stainless steel pot. Nice size for making a pot roast. A splatter guard so I don't get the stove too messy. 1/2 teaspoon of oregano. 1/2 teaspoon of thyme. 1 teaspoon of paprika. 1 teaspoon of cumin. 1 teaspoon of marjoram. 1 teaspoon of turmeric, 1 teaspoon of rosemary, 2 teaspoons of salt, 1 teaspoon of black pepper, 3 tablespoons of parsley, 3 tablespoons of chives, 2 teaspoons of granulated garlic, 1/2 teaspoon of red crushed pepper flakes. Leave it out if you don't like things too hot. 2 teaspoons of beef bouillon. 1 bay leaf. Grind a little bit of this nutmeg into it. Then you take a spoon and all those spices, you mix them up. And here are all your spices, very well mixed. I'm already having some water ready. Here I added the oil, so we can fry this roast in there to get it nice and brown from each side. Make sure your oil is smoking hot, like you see the smoke coming up from them. That's when you add your roast. Putting my splatter guard on so I don't make too much of a mess. Brown for 5 minutes on one side and then turn over and 5 more minutes from the other side. I've lived on this side now. Pour in your water that you have ready and cover the roast like you see on this video here. The water is boiling nicely. Now I'm pouring in the spices, nice and thick on top of the roast, and also nice and thick distributing it on the sides of the roast until all your spices are in the pot and your whole bowl is empty. Here it is. Nicely boiling, ready to put the top on. Put on the top. Then from high, I turn my stove to 3 and I set the timer for 2 hours. Check your roast about every half hour to make sure it still has plenty of water in it. The water level goes down. Pour some preheated water in there so it doesn't interrupt the cooking process. Put the top back on and continue cooking. After the 2 hours are over, and we are going to cut the onions in half because they will be sitting on top of the roast. You can use as many onions as you want. I just have the smaller ones here. You can use bigger ones. Then what we're going to do, I already cut the ends of the carrots. Clean the carrots up real good. Here they are nicely. Do this to all of them until they're nicely peeled. Wash your carrots. A draining board. Add the carrots on the sides of the roast. You can use as many carrots and onions that you would like. Now we set the onions on top here. The boiling stopped for a minute, so turn up the heat until it starts boiling again. Every time you open the pot, the boiling gets interrupted. Bring it to a boil again. Once it starts boiling like this, put on the top. Then set your timer for 30 minutes. And after 30 minutes, we will peel potatoes, wash them and add them to the pot. Turn down from high, back to 3. And here are our washed potatoes. I put that many in because after I'm done with today's meal and we ate, then I will make whatever is left over into a beef, potato and barley soup, which then I will freeze for the next week or whenever we get ready to have some beef, barley and potato soup. The potatoes in here, turn the heat on high. You're going to lose some heat while the pot is open. Take your potatoes and stack them all the way around the side. Okay, here we go. Now let's put the top back on, and since it's still boiling, turn the heat back down to 3. Set your timer to 1 hour, but do check once in a while, make sure that the water did not totally evaporate, and if you need to put some more water in, make sure it's boiled and hot before you put it in the pot. It has been on here for another hour. Checking the potatoes are done. Okay, so I can turn it off. And now I will transfer everything to a plate. With this tool here. Put the potatoes on here. And I also put the onions over here. And the carrots on Now let's put the meat on here. Let's scoot a little bit of herbs that are sitting on top off here. Oh, I probably have to have another one. I need 2 to transfer this whole meat over here. The meat is so well done, it's falling apart. That's the way you want it. Here is your nice plate with the potatoes and the carrots And here is the beautiful roast on a plate. Our nice juice that we're gonna pour over our dinner. This way everybody can serve themselves. And here we have another beautiful dinner. Pot roast with potatoes, carrots, and a nice juice from the herbs. Another great recipe out of Renate's kitchen. Enjoy!